I'm going to wait for people to hop on. We'll see how long this lasts because, as you can tell, there's little people in the background and life is unpredictable in that way. um, so I totally forgot that I was going to do a live video today, in part because my schedule has massively had to change just with quarantine and having kiddos at home. So I apologize for that. But I wanted to share something with you guys today because one of the questions I get pretty regularly is actually how toxins affect our hormones. Do they affect our hormones, and in what way? I did a video about this last summer, but it's been quite a while, and we've had huge growth in this group, and so it's probably been buried somewhere deep, deep in the group. So I'm gonna start kind of 10 years ago and then fast forward up to now. So when my dad passed away from brain cancer, I really began assessing what I was allowing into and on my body. And the reason that I began looking at that even at all was because they did the genetic testing and came to find out that there was, there was no genetic link to his cancer, meaning that there was no chance of us genetically being predisposed to that cancer. And I began to question, if there's no genetic link to this cancer, then what is it that causes cancer for people? And that's just my research brain, going to work. Like, what could it be that is causing this predisposition to that? And what I came to find out was that only about 5% of cancers are genetic. And the other 95% of that is what we eat, what we drink, what we are exposed to in our air and our water, and the chemicals that we use in our everyday products that can either turn on that cancer gene or turn off that cancer gene. So that's, if you want to dig into that, that's called epigenetics. And I can send you the link for one of the best books on epigenetics that's pretty easy to read, pretty easy to understand if you want to dive into that subject. So during that time, after watching my 53-year-old dad go from a pretty, I wouldn't say he was not fit, but he was relatively healthy. He didn't have comorbidities. He didn't have high blood pressure or diabetes. So to go from that to passing away in front of my eyes, I knew that with the information that I knew then, which was that it was not genetic, and then there were things we needed to do to make sure that those genes never got turned on. We began to change our diet. We got rid of GMOs in our food and started paying really close attention to labels. But it really took me some time to realize what was in our products that we were using every single day. So those same chemicals that are in our food, our air, our water, our everyday household cleaning products, our skincare products, our shampoo, our deodorant, that cause cancer also cause not just reproductive harm, but they cause an imbalance to our hormones. They are called endocrine disruptors, which you probably have already heard that term in some capacity up until this point. And so I'm just going to share with you a short list of these endocrine disruptors and what they do in the body. So store-bought soaps contain SLS, which is sodium lauryl sulfate. It is a toxic chemical used to remove car grease off of garage floors. This can be damaging to the skin as well as disruptive to your immune health and your reproductive system. Sorry, I'm reading off my notes here. Adult and kid shampoos contain phthalates, PHTH, phthalates, a toxic chemical that has been banned in children's toys but is still found in almost all of our cleaning products and all of our children's products. So if you can imagine what their skin is absorbing from the day that they're born until their reproductive years, and we're wondering why all these people are having issues with fertility. Like, this we have to begin to think about this. Why kids are having, 9 and 10-year-old girls are having horrible PMS, are starting their periods super early. Like, we have to begin looking at what is in our products. The main ingredient in candles and home sprays is formaldehyde, which is the number one cancer-causing chemical. And it is what we get embalmed with in the morgue. And I will just tell you, as part of my nursing schooling, we had to dissect cadavers. And that smell of formaldehyde burns your throat. Like, it literally like tears up your throat. We had masks, we had goggles, we had good ventilation systems, but it does not come out of your hair. It doesn't come out of you're breathing it in. You can taste it for months. And this is what's in our candles and sprays, and it's the equivalent of inhaling secondhand smoke. Then there's, a whole other list of, you get into the category of fragrance, and companies are not required to reveal the actual chemicals that are within the fragrance category, hence keeping the public in the dark about their true toxicity and the products that we use on ourselves. So anything that says fragrance, that's just another name for chemicals. You can call the company and they are not required to tell you what is in there. So what does this mean for your hormone health? Like I said, the majority of these chemicals listed are actually endocrine disrupting, which means they mess with your hormones. They begin to send messages to your thyroid, your adrenal glands, your pineal gland in your brain, your pituitary gland, to produce antibodies in some cases, meaning that your body is now attacking itself and is no longer producing what you need to produce. It can begin to massively throw off your cycle. It is not uncommon at all for women when they begin to switch from conventional tampons and pads, even like this small of a switch from conventional tampons and pads to organic tampons, pads, or cups, to notice that they no longer have cramping, or their cramping is like significantly reduced, to very minimal PMS, their flow changes. Like, that's significant to see those changes. So one of the best things that you can do for your health is begin to read the ingredients on the products that you are using for your family. If you need help with that, there's a couple things that I recommend for just a quick scan of what you're using. These include like spray cleaners, window cleaners, toilet bowl cleaners, etc. The reason that that's really significant right now, aside from the long-term reproductive and hormone, the word just fell out of my brain because I'm hearing my kids' TV show. The long-term effect of those things on your hormones is that almost every single one of those ingredients weakens your respiratory system, which means that if you come in contact with a virus, if you come in contact with a bacteria, something like coronavirus, you have weakened the number one organ that you need to be able to get through that illness. So that's if you're not even thinking about hormone health right now, and you're thinking about having the immune system to be able to fight that virus, if you come in contact with it, then you need to get rid of the toxins in your home. So what I recommend is downloading the Think Dirty app. There is no current database or app that's 100% like on target for all of the chemicals, and that has to do with how it's regulated with the FDA, and there's not a lot of oversight with that right now, but it's a pretty good place to start. So grab the Think Dirty app. It's not like anything bad. It's not anything dirty like that. And begin to scan your household products, and it will tell you what it ranks on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most toxic, 1 being the least toxic. And Alexis, everyone can see you, honey. Okay. So the least toxic and the most toxic, and it will also tell you where it's causing the most harm in your body. So like reproductive harm, re- reproductive harm, all those things. I'm losing my train of thought here. The other thing is, if you are wanting to make changes to your hormone health, but you're not sure where to start, and toxins is on your list, but even the thought of that is overwhelming, or you've read all the different blogs, and you're just kind of stuck there. I know it's really hard to take me seriously right now. Then I invite you to book a hormone breakthrough call with me, and I will help you figure out where you're stuck, and where we can get you moving in the right direction. Because when we address the underlying hormone imbalances, it improves health in the long run for every other area of your life. So now is not the time to sit by and wait for your health problems to improve on their own. We still need to be focused on those things and working through them. So again, I would invite you to schedule a hormone breakthrough call. They're totally free. I operate in the mindset that I give value first for everything. So I will post a link to that in the comments. I hope you all are having a great day. And I'm going to end this now.